Church of Uganda Family TV, and we are happy to be with you from where we started from the daily devotion, from the current news. Now we are here with our guest. He is called Kalibbala Nyanja. Nyanja Phillp, acting manager, copyright related rights, Uganda Registration Services. Uganda Registration Bureau and Services. Yeah, he's going to be talking. He's going to be talking about URSB. He's going to be telling us about copyright. So, if you have any question about URSB, if you have any question about copyrights, if you have any query, just stay tuned and know what is your rights. About baby dongo, there are people who still, the songs never your lyrics, then never quite every dongo. We take Nyanja. Just know we have Phillp is going to be telling us everything that concerns about the copyrights. Just stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Everything is here at Church of Uganda Family TV. You're welcome, Mr. Phillp.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are honored to be hosting you today.
And me as well.
Yeah, and you're going to be talking about copyrights.
Yes, I'll inform our viewers about copyright, especially what URSB is, what we do, and then I will narrow down to the copyright. Since I'm a first timer here, so I would imagine that maybe your audience is seeing me for the first time, so maybe I might talk about the basics, and then maybe they will also ask me questions concerning the subject on the trends that are in copyright. Yeah. Yes.
So you're welcome. So you're going to be talking about. I've heard you talking about URSB. Yeah. Explain. I'm sure there's someone there out nga yakayingira maybe mu music or is hearing about URSB for the very first time. So please explain URSB to even that person who has just heard URSB for the very first time.
Okay, URSB seasonal branded shirt only, because sometimes when you're dressed in a brand in the corporate wear or later image, so muntu ayangu amangu okulaba your image, and then they can associate, because we have an image URSB, our branding. So whenever you see that branding, you can know that this is a URSB officer or I'm going to tell people about viewers about direction from here, since they are your viewers. Bamani where Family FM is, they know where Church House is. So I was stretching Zawali Wagulu, just behind CPS, Central Police Station. Yes, Kurugudo Baluita George Street. Baluita George Street. And then it's in Bechafit, it's single by Georgian House. That is where URSB is. And URSB is it's a government body, but we to do different registrations. And there, so many times people never funa services, but they've wanted business registrations, registration of companies, to do with companies, and also company management, no advice to corporate governance. That is quite important. So eventually we go formation of company, management of company, also dissolution of company. Yeah. You know, experts to advise on that. And then of course we have family. We have family for marriage registrations. Yeah, you know, yes, of registering marriages. Obufumbo mu Uganda mainly tebuli legal unless nga buyise mu system ya government nebeera registered, so tulina register for marriages which is olukalala lw'abafumbo, so everyone can go and check and find that they are there. Then of course we have
what was scenarios? Yes. What was scenarios ezimunga bamba registering nga naite bamanyi?
No, the churches come and register. Of course, you could be registered there, but your church comes and registers. Yes, and then of course, to in Kati directorate, the directorate in which I am, which is called intellectual property. Yeah. Intellectual property kitegeeza okuyiiya kw'abantu, and system ekola bweti nti omuntu wayiiya asaanibwa okuweebwa. I know benefiting okufuna mu kintu kyayiiyiza. That is the simple basic rule.
Kato kuyiyanga ki nyizo kuyiyanga eno laptop.
Yeah, of course. And exactly ekyo kyenjogerako. Ekintu kyonna ky'okutta ekyayizibwa abantu kwegamba kiba protected in such a way that omuntu akifuneko, because sometimes tulabye, you can see Jeva and where we are going, we realize that people could be creative. For instance, the person who made that bag, I don't know whether the viewers can see it clearly, but I can see it, it's there. Omuntu yakola ensawo eyo kiba kya buliyaza amanya if they came out and created it out of their own ingenuity nga bonyini be bakiyiiza but ate ne babeera cheated ne batasasulwa in a sense of paying for that and also protecting it so that they can benefit from it. So that is really what about intellectual property is, nti abantu bayiiya then ebintu byabwe bayiiza ne basobola okufunamu nga bibadde protected. So that is where I am, and in that directorate, that is where the unit for copyright is. Kubanga ne copyright naye ekwatagana mu kuyiiya, especially ebintu bya arts, okuyimba, emizannyo, firimu, ebitabo. There are challenges there because we are coming from a situation where abantu are benefiting from this creativity, but that is why this copyright entity is there as a unit. Yes.
No, abantu bamanyi nti copyright, when they hear about the copyright thing, they only see music, they only hear bamanyi chiri related only to music.
It's fair kwanga buli muntu ategere wa copyright wemukwatirako. Wabanga ali mu music, then that is okay. Naye mulimu ebintu bingi nnyo. Copyright ali extremely broad. Mulimu fashion, kati na Uganda bye bakola wano. Mulimu fashion, abantu abali mu fashion, brands oba whoever is doing fashion, abantu bafa batunga ebitengi, nababi creating a embroidery that is also protectable under copyright. Ne mubeeramu music, of course. Ne mubeeramu emizannyo, na Uganda babikola comedy shows nga wezaali. Ne mubeeramu films, kati films affairs abana Uganda nyingi. I don't know whether you broadcast some of them on your television. Kati films nyingi
ezabana Uganda.
Yes, ezabana Uganda. So ebyo nabyo bigwa mu, then waliwo obutabo. And it's so good that obutabo bu increasing kwanga abana Uganda bangi bawandika obutabo bw'abaana, obutabo bukozesebwa mu masomero. That is a very good thing. So all those books, all those categories of works all can be protected under the copyright system. Yeah, so it's not really about music, it's far broader. So sometimes ekintu kyetugamba is that omuntu wa coming up with something something basobola okujja ne batwebuuzaako and to see whether it can be protected under copyright or any other aspect of intellectual property nga wemba nnyonnyodde.
And what is copyright? They hear about copyright.
Apart from ebintu bye mentioning what it does, copyright kwegamba bwe bukumbi bw'ofuna. When you use the word copyright kiba kitegeeza nti you've come up with something. Let's say
eno gundi nze nkenyini mpunya amagezi nengamba eno gundi bagikola batya bagikola bagattawe bati nenzije wamwe ne bagamba nkoze gundi yange.
Yes, more or less which to which katutwale mu bintu byetsobola okurelating nga tukangambe ng'oluyimba obanga firimu omuntu n'agikola. Kati bw'ogamba copyright kiba kitegeeza oba okozesezza olulimi olutegeeza nti oyagala kuganyulwa mu kintu ky'okoze, you want to have benefit, and which is usually commercial, and which is commercial benefit really. That is what that's where we use the term copyright, that people have created works and they want to benefit from them commercially. So omuntu wakosa copyright, omuntu buli wabakosa copyright aba ataddemu ebyenfuna, abagamba kino kintu kyange kiriko obukuumi ate njagala kifunamu. That is what really copyright means. Moving in a sense that we can all understand. Yes.
So like when someone comes up, let's say with art, let's say with music, chinene chintu najja n'abatukirira, like you people help oba just mumuwandikira lupapula nemugamba kino chintu.
There are about two things betukola. First of all, to more advice to binonya, because n'abantu tebamanyi. Usually abantu abasinga bagenda ne bakosa ebintu by'abantu ebintu by'abantu ate ne babifuula ebyabo oba ne bakyusaamu katono. Naye nga we also have an appreciation we have to make. Abantu baffe tebamanyi kyovula nga tugamanyi abantu batwebuuzeeko, and that is a free service. Musobola otukubira amasimu, musobola otutuukirira. Our people don't know. So omuntu ayinza okujja ng'akoze ekintu kangambe ng'akoze ensawo ng'eyo like that bag n'ateekamu characters of for instance, nakozanga Family TV or the colors naziteekamu omwo. Just that person could have come to Family TV and maybe appreciated your colors zemwakola okubrandinga. But some people do not know that these are protectable. This is protectable material. So mutayinza okujja n'agamba, oh, Family TV, oh, I saw the way they used the purple and then the way they tuned it. So maybe let me create a bag ntekemu colors ezo ze incorporating because kijja kutunda, and actually it does. Omuntu nakyandaka all those were good colors naye nga incorporating the colors ezitalina kubeera ze belong to someone else. So sometimes when people come to tell us, one of the things we do is that we advise. Netubagamba okay kino bwe kiti kiki kijja kuyita okoze kino na kino, we insisting okozesa ebintu by'omuntu omulala ayinza okugulako omusango and then you will pay.
Kyotegeeza omuntu wabanga alowooza ku copyright ayinza nagenda n'abeebuuzaako.
Owela asobola okutwebuuzaako oba asobola okukikola then ne tumuwa amagezi, because wakola ekintu mu copyright nga teweebuuzizza ku bannyini kyo naye gwe n'okikozesa era waliwo ebintu ebirina okukolebwa. There is a decision that can be taken by society so that you can, especially tukikuluga in terms of compensation, that omuntu ayinza okuba akoze ekintu maybe nga yategeera mbu yakozesa ebintu by'omuntu omulala oba nga yakitegeera naye n'atafaayo kubuuza, but after it is done then we can decisions will be taken against you and then maybe you'll end up paying money, which is also not a very good decision. Oba ebintu ne babi destroying kasita mulimu infringement ebintu ne babi destroying kwamba loss ya amaanyi. That is the reason why omuntu ateeka okutegeera wawa alina okukoma ne wawa alina okutandikira. So that is what our office does. Tulina ne enforcement, of course. Enforcement tugirabye, we do enforcement. Then of course webanga you brought an application ngekintu kiri kirungi nga tekiriko kuvuganya, we can register and then issue with a certificate. Kat certificate ye kuyamba for ownership. In that senga abantu bagala okozesa omulimu gwo obanga aliwo omuntu enayina aze okwebuzibwa omulimu guno gwo kiringa nga kyapa kyataka nti tusobola okutegeera ntugamba oh Brenda uno yennyini kyo, we are going to go and ask her for permission to use, or we are going to ask her for permission to rent that particular thing. So that is the way it works.
Oh, why I asked you about that question is the president of Uganda, you know, Yakolo Limba, another rapper. So he came out and he said he couldn't, and they told him he couldn't use couldn't use his song because it had copyright. So we're asking, like, copyright zikolera what does it, like, how does it be applied? Applying irawa?
That is the advice jetwagala okuwa abantu, and actually our president is a creator of content. Nyimba ze ziri international and I think they are going global, and I think he has about 2 or 3 songs which are very popular. Yeah,
specifically, you know, another rap.
Which are very popular. Era radio stations zibadde zikola ki? Ziba radio stations zibadde zizanya ennyimba ezo, and yazijja kuzanya ennyimba ezo after he is president. And I hope radio stations will be in a position of okumuwa sente because yakikolera, but he's also a creator, he's a writer. So the kyensobola okugamba Phillp is that he has copyright in that. Ayinza okubanga yakozesa some other background content or creating his own works, but he remains still the owner.
What do you mean by background content?
Okay, Katinga, for instance, because I think the question yaliwo ku president's songs is that you're tapping into his culture, okufuna okujayo lines and poems. Katinga olaba enyimba zaffe zetwakolanga tuyimbanga tukyali bato.
Folk songs.
Yeah, folk songs abana zebayimbanga tukyali bato. I think ezo bazi remixinze nnyo. I think in my earlier days nawulako Rasta Rob nga yimba enyimba they are snapping up from there, and then also people kakokolo, that kind of thing, that kakokolo nofuna kakokolo then ojja n'omukola mu contemporary sound. That is what the president did. That is where the contention is, that abantu bamugamba, hey, but this was not your original song, but it's original because he created it. He remixed it and made another work out of it. So from that angle, he has a right to that. Era ezo nyimba ze. Kati wechibanga is a thing of wabanga, if the other people bagamba we are infringing, balemerako ne bagamba okay no, still we are infringing, ne bagenda mu court ne deciding ambu okay president ya infringing. It only means that olibaro olunakola sente ajja kuba bali ayina okuba oba ayina okubayiririra whichever culture je yajjamu those songs. Yeah, but his songs will remain and they will go on and proceed.
Kati oyo muntu bwate mbate musobola kumuwa copyright kubanga obera abantu abalala
tumuwa ati kyekyengambi olimba onyimba zo ze yakola, for them they have copyright.
Naye ebintu ebirimu,
even the things that his song as it is, it has copyright, but what we are telling him is that since yaba yakijja walala olimba olukola sente aba abantu be yalujjamu nabo abawe ku sente
until when,
as long as the works remain making money. Yes, that's what it is. Alternatively he can pay them off. If that is the negotiation. Aizo gamba okay munsinze mu koti it's true nzikiriza mbu na tapping into your culture n'enkola olimba luno kamba compensation mbejjeko and then muleme kuddamu kumba. Kitegeeza omusango gubeera gutaliyo mu koti mpaka nga amaze okubalirira. Yes, more or less guba gukyaliyo mu koti. But those are not the circumstances as they are. But it's a very good example because it helps us to show that senga wokola olimba kati nga bano abantu abakola ennyimba because you play gospel songs maybe a Bugembe song or something like that, then tulira nti Bugembe is a good over Judith Babirye, a very good artist, and Judith has a song which is popular. Those enyimba ze ziri original in nature. Naye ayinza okutappinga into but what sometimes over tapping into church hymns. Okay, now lukola remix. I think she has a song where she used some tapping into a church hymn. Omuntu na tapping into a church hymn naye nakola olima ne lubeera popular. So maybe as a nyimba senga ziliko ownership omuntu ayinza ogamba but you tapped into a song, yes naluwa church okuluzanya but you also playing it, so never negotiating away. But on the other hand wechibanga there are no claimants kyetugaba kwanga waliwo works ezirimu chetuita public domain, what we call public domain. As these are works nga enyimba weziri but you don't know where they came from. They're just there. I've given you an example. Enyimba ze twakula tuyimba nga tukyali baana bato, abana enyimba ze bazanyirako, enyimba ziri mu culture ya fene. Kati nyi wenfune ze enyimba ngezo nze ngatu kame ndi muyimbi nenfune enyimba ngezo nengena mu USB nenji registering nenfuna copyright. Omuntu yena ina beda ya luyimba leka kwa example Pastor Bugembe, there are these other boys were claiming antinochi munoliyimba luyayimbi olupya Barita doera bidde naye the latest song bagamba nti oluyimba lwabwe oluyimba lwabwe naye nga terulina copyrights omuntu asobola claiming anagamba nti oluyimba lwange. Yes, well, kati the challenge eliwo is that so much is unregistered and it's in the informal sector. Ebintu byo claiming anti ona abyo oluyimba lwange bibaddewo all over the world, all over the world, everywhere in the world is there. Ono yabba oluyimba lwange era bikyabeera era bijja kubeerawo, and as long as there is creativity. So much handling anga wekijja. The unfortunate thing is that there are two things for you to claim that you are owner of content. Of content, what we say. One is that you must have published it. By publishing is that senganga mambo Brenda watwala oluyimba lwange. Somehow, somewhere in my life nteko okubanga oluyimba lunaluteekako sound nembanga abantu balaba nalukuba naluyimbako, whether lwali popular or lwali popular, maybe some sort of recording. Oba si kyekyo nga you use the registration system nti wajja n'oluwandiisa abantu. In other words, in any way before you claim, kizibu nnyo for you to successfully claim nga twali wano mu studio tuyimba then nowulira nga nina katuni akalungi n'okatwala. It could be true that omuntu nali awo nga nyimba katuni kange n'ogamba katuni akajja kukola tukateeke mu luyimba. So someone comes n'agamba but that was my tune, and it's true but it has no basis and we cannot make proof of it. So under those circumstances it's unfortunate that omuntu oyo omusango guba very weak. Because if you have to make claim, then what ekokubirawo something nti twakuwulira either wakayimba kuba watwala demo oba wakola ki, there's something to that. No longer to registering. What we call publishing, yes. No longer to registering. That's what we call publishing in copyright. That somehow ekintu kyo claiming ensi yakitegeera what you reducing and we claiming against someone we do not know where to start and where to, because anyone can claim that ono yabba oluyimba lwange. It's ekyo nakyo kitunuulira nagamba bano bangu bakolako sente, as long as ngenda mu URSB nengamba ono yabba oluyimba lwange, this person can make money off me, I can make money off him. So it's a situation that you look at both ways. Yes. Ne waliwo ne scenario omuntu akyaza wanene omuyimbi wa gospel, omuyimbi wa gospel nga ngona batino tubeera mu show then na oluyimba lwe ne luzanya mu background naluyimba mu background mu studio, then webaluteka ku YouTube oluyimba olwo terwakola ki terwazanya ne lujjako copyright. How does that work? Yes, kubanga yali tamanyi nti ya registering. Yes, that is, and I think that is extremely good. I think we are having a challenge here. If I can grasp scenario Jokozenti naimba oluyimba lwange, everything is accredited to me as the person. Naye kakati YouTube bagenze maybe someone YouTube scrambling negamba tegenda kuluplayinga because maybe they assume that someone else has claimed copyright. It is happening so much. Era That is a very important question. Era njagala abantu abalaba abatulaba kati ku Family TV abali ku audience mutegere nti muba creators abali wano, you have to pursue and know who are the people. This scenario is very common in that we are getting a situation so much where other people are claiming copyright from other people's works. Sometimes muyinza okuba temumanyi waliwo ekintu kyekiwambu omuntu ayinza okugaba oluyimba content n'agigaba ekyo nakyo kibeerawo naye nalowooza mbu akyaluyinako obwannannyini because mu system eno mu field eno tulina okukola separation between a performer and the owner. Omuntu aperforminga kati ffe interface abantu wetukolagana nabo kiringanga kati nze okujja wano nembeera wano Brenda ku Family TV. You can be here for 20 years from Family TV and I could be here. And then there is a presumption that you are the owner of the TV. You are the owner of the TV. Uyo mchala yenyini TV eno. TV eno yenyini yokwanga, when I come, this is what I see. Every time I've been interacting with you, you've also been here for 20 years. Sida wanga kuba ndanyini baga siba uliranga ko. And then me, when chitwalira you are the owner. That is the scenario that we are having so much in music. That bana abantu betula babajja ba Judith babili ba Wilson Bugembe, the people who are singing that song, we make a presumption that this is their work. But it could be another situation. Bazimba buyimbi kakati mu organization ine ya content, that's what we call a performer. That omuntu ajja n'oluyimba n'alukola bulungi ne balukola naye ne banoonya omuntu oli ne bamuwa omulimu. Yes, it happens so much. I think in the older times chaberangawo in the music business. Now in Uganda chalinga chili practice kwa bano na ba Paulo Cafero, ba Fred Sevata. Sorry, I'm talking about secular because you will inform me about the gospel. Yeah, but at least I know Judith Babide because I'm also a fan, have fun. That batunda nyimba zawe ziri owned by other publishers. Say Lucy oba kasi ukiranga we mala ba mawulire oba whoever is out there, Segiko oba whoever is out there. That ono ye ali reduced to just being a worker. Example ije nkugambe mbukwera ku TV ntojja kulaba Judith babiri akole concerts abere ku luyimba nga limba emyaka abiri nenga it was never has. So also that has to be balanced. So muntu ayinza okwera na getting a shock nagamba ulacho limba lwange terukenza on YouTube for me to get views. Nengo omuntu yawandikira YouTube n'abagamba nti oluyimba si lwoyo omuntu.
Kisoboka.
That's what it is.
Because
what I've told you is that person becomes an employee. Olimba luba luone yalukola. Onamu omulimu nagamba ojja kubeera vocalist. Kwanga gwoli popular, gogenda okutunda oluyimba. Nenga si lulwe.
Wow. Yes. We are still coming back to exist that. You know, someone can sell to you the song nenga te go or sign in the ngatamanyi. Yeah, that is, we are still on copyright. We are going in for a short break. We are coming back to Charlie Warner, Mr. Phillp, existing the copyright.
Brethren, yes we can. We can clear the debt of church house. And I want to invite you to give generously to the love gift. May God bless you as you give.
Kwa wale ambao wanafahamu Kiswahili, ningewaomba muepuke maneno ya kuwa kwa vikundi vingi, msafishe mikono, msikamate macho na mdomo na pua, na muhakisha kwamba mnaepuka kuwa karibu. Halafu mwisho mchanjwe. Hiyo ndiyo njia pekee ambayo tunaweza tukaepuka ugonjwa huu ili tuwezi kubaki wazima kuendeleza nchi yetu. Tukichanjwa na tukafuatilia SOPs zilizotolewa na rais na waganga, kuna uwezekano mkubwa wa kuepuka ugonjwa wa COVID ili tubaki wazima kuendeleza nchi yetu. Asante sana.
Still with Mr. Phillp talking about copyright. Yeah, and we've been talking about a gospel artist Gotwacha Zawaneno. Then we uploaded the show and Nyimba Olimba Rene Lukolati ne Lusaliwamu. We are still existing. Why would someone Olimba Rangi? Yeah, Olimba Rangi to cause a show and then all of a sudden ebigambo tebikolati tebirabika n'olimba teruwulirwa and it says copyright. Yeah.
It's called scrambling, pulling down. Season I think season 4 or something like that. Or cyber words. One more infringement monji ku YouTube on online platforms. One more infringement monji. Now here in that particular scenario, which is quite important, chanjagala kukosa to communicate to also people who are watching us, is that one, let us always know who is the owner. At all the time in Chigamba, we're in the studio here. Let me give an example. We're in the studio here. We are 4 people here in the studio. We have come to make a musical work. Olimba music. Please, people, do not take it for granted. Temuchirekera mpewo kugamba bugamenti nzendu yimbye katisigalirawo to determine. Ani nyini music nyini mulimu chiteko position ye teko kubera decided at the beginning ate munakola mulimu because challenges kati zetufuna is that abantu bajja mu studio tebalina kye bawandise tebalina relationship gwe ozekati nga mbabulire scenario before we went into a break that when you see some of these people whom we call vocalists, I want to call them vocalists, but technically to write our performers, that is the Chameleon, that is the Judith Babide, that is the Wilson Mugembe. We've seen Wilson Mugembe go to Mani, but it is possible because that is the way it is. That's the character in the music business. That Wilson Mugembe, omuntu amwandikire nyimba, omuntu namufunira tune, omuntu namukolera production ye. Bino nabina babikola bukozi. Era nga ne studio ekola yanjawulo, really outsourced. Because omuntu yamulaba mu talent. Remember that Wilson Mugembe yayimba akyali muto. And even me, I'm his fan, and I want to hear his voice, and I want to see him in music. He's a good performer, he's a good vocalist, his music is very good, and he's a good actor in a sense of video. So he's an entertaining person. Omuntu ngoyo is a money machine, akola sente. So it's possible that omuntu ayizo kola content eno yonna ne bafune nyimba zaabwe nga 20 nagamba Wilson Mugembe yagenda oziperforminga. So Wilson Mugembe ya interfacing n'ensi. He is the one the world watches. Yayimba edoze mugituulira, then the video yazikola. But the technicalities of this business is that he's not the owner. There we call him a performer. So wetuga mambo omuntu yebuza nagamba lwaki olimba lwange balu scramble issue nze katinga nganze expert in the field nsobola okumubuuza luno olimba lwali luno so otagula otandi luno n'oluzayo emabega eventually ojagenda okulaba n'olaba mbu maybe telwali luwe so there is one scenario, the song was not hers kugamba kati we are performing a content kwa content wabanga si uwo newojja ku Family TV wano or you know for authorization from the owner. No ngenda ku Family TV and Family TV might like me to perform and I need you to authorize me to do that. Okitegera
ne bawukiwandiika wansi.
Yes, ono n'amuwa consent either bagiwandiisa oba kati najja wano ne mubeera free kuba ne mugamba performing ennyimba bbiri. Yes, naye ng'akimanyi bwe ennyimba sizze, she's just a performer, so ennyimba n'aziyimba. That is agreeable kubanga oli yabamukkiriza. Now whether it's to be downloaded, uploaded on YouTube, in this scenario you could have actually she could have uploaded or your music in a sense. Technically we took that down yali wamu mwe aba family TV. That was your content. Yeah, because mwe am recording, it was recorded in your studio.
Yeah.
But we have other issues there. The song, the recording was yours, so you have copyright in that recording, just like you will have copyright here. Kati whatever we are doing mugenda kuya ne copyright mugenda kusigaza naye kuliko kati mubeeramu oluyimba olutali lwamu. Yes, ate ne mubeeramu ne performer ono. So wabeerawo issues satu, wabeerawo gwe nyini content eyo, then wabeerawo nyini luyimba, then wabeerawo ne performer. Kati if YouTube was to be strict, ngeri strict on who should upload, kiba kitegeeza nti oli nyini luyimba olwo lwennyini ye yagamba mu luyimba lwange temuluteeka ku ono yaluyimba either nga tampadde permission, and these people are also uploading my own content. In a sense that for that content to be successful on YouTube n'abantu bamulabe mwe parties esatu mulina okukkiriza, mulinga okukkiriziganya mwe family TV mulina okugamba okay content tumuyina naye oluyimba lwoli, so oli atuwadde obuyinza tulutadde ku YouTube. But in any sense, that recording that was there belonged to family TV. The recording was. So, what Olinzo Kwanga Olimba Tewailwe, secondly, waliwo another scary scenario katinga jetuwulirako babayimbi baveno bani abagamba mu people are people made deals that are not clear, but there is also an issue that omuntu omu ayinza okubanga it's a thing of theft kiba kyabu
osobola okusigninga.
Nedda, what happens is this, that babeno ni bano bakola music yowaabwe, but behind the scenes, because right now what we are doing, what we are we are going into business, music business and professionalism. Bino byonna byonna ebintu bivaayo. Oba abayimbi baffe abasinga contracts tebazimanyi tebawandiika nko kintu. So abantu babuzaabuza. So it's possible omuntu kiringa ng'ogamba mbu nazimba ennyumba yo n'ogimala, this example abantu bakitegere, nazimba ennyumba yange n'engimala, I finish my house, but I in a very good place and it's a very beautiful house. Oba okedde ku makya ogenda okusenguka ogenda okulaba nga osanzeko okufulu omuntu yasibyewo dda ate nga ennyumba yo even the land is yours, and you could be having titles to them. Abantu bakulaba nga ogizimba, video twazikwata, abantu bakulaba nga ozizimba biki, then one day you are going to shift into your house nosanga nga omuntu asibyewo newewunya, actually nogula omuntu najja nagamba nogamba lwaki oyagala okuyingira mu nyumba yange. You see that scenario, it is about property and how we manage it. In that it is possible that people have made deals around these songs nga ne banyini nyimba tebazimanyi, okitegeera nga ne banyini nyimba tebazimanyi, because ekyo nakyo tukiwulira kama Ragadi n'abeerawo n'agamba nagenda ogenda ku YouTube n'ensangako oluyimba lwange, and he's asking how did my song go there, who put it there. So eventually ogenda okunoonyereza ng'ogamba maybe nakolagana n'ono oba ne tufuna misunderstanding n'ono oba ono yasayininga akantu kati oba yakali kalayini kamu naye obwo bulayini abantu babwekwasa nnyo. And right now I want to tell Ugandans that our content is one of the most looked at content almost globally. Kubanga we have a young population which is extremely creative. We are consuming our own content in Uganda here, which is a very good thing. Almost 95% now of listenership of audio is our own content. We love our own music and we are consuming it. But we have also attracted global attention. So abantu bangi bali muno bakosa abaana deals batategeera biki, abaana ne bagetinga excited and the studio time omuntu n'abeerawo nga yalowooza content we naye nga tamuyinaako, yes, nga tamuyinaako right. So the suggestion here is that fe tubadde mu publicity, what we are doing now, get more information about this, but also mututuukire nga wembalagirire wali ku Georgian house, mututuukire, ask as many questions. Oyinza okuba oli muyimbi ng'ekyo tekikwatako, but you can send friends, buuza tumanyi omuntu bano abasobola okutambula, because waliwo abantu abalina that mindset nga basobola okujja ne batubuuza ebibuuzo. Kama omuntu wange ali wano, many producers come to me, many people abajja ne batwebuuzaako ebibuuzo. Just ask as many questions as you can, because the field is complex, and you, if you are just a musician targeting and exposed to modern management of these things, bagenda kuba so much of your works ate tulikitegeera music kwaza nnyo mu America nga abantu bamufunako ssente ate
Naye
abantu
nga
bamufunako ssente nga bwe
ssente.
oli ku street za Kampala tolina na bitano bya kugula chapati. And eventually they will be right about that.
Yeah, they'll be
Yes.
right because you haven't gotten
Yes.
copyright. And then about the TV thing, let me give an example of family TV. Nga wetuli waneno ye omuntu asobola okufuna nga tali amange family TV biti nga oba tali na platform ya family TV naye amazo tulaba wano nga wetuli biti gundi baje uploading zeyo ku YouTube nakwata yo content wenyini namkwata namteka ku YouTube gundi ye channel ye chikola amakulu waliwo copyright ezikola.
Yes, that is copyright. It's infringement. When better for radio and television, jagala kubagulira people who are on TV using, of course, family TV. Muina ownership musigino ne programs on as producing that one.
Yeah.
Like right now in Zimbabwe, with this program, this now has become property of family TV. People might like to rewatch it all the time. Over time, bajapagala ku rewatching. From today, even 20 years from now, because now kati tugenze mu electronic recording tuli ku record. So people might like to watch this program over time. The program will remain family TV program. Okay, eja ku remaining property tujifunye property ya family TV. Ekintu choka kitino kola chinta if I find myself as a performer there, maybe I might say I do not want to be there, but that will be a very different thing. But as far as concerned here, it becomes your property. So issues to do with uploading it on YouTube zinakusigalira mu for people to replay ebintu byokusa kati bwemugenda musanze omuntu omulanga uploading ku YouTube, that should be a concern of it. And I'm using this platform to speak to all broadcasters that you also have to know your rights in this signal. Ekintu baita signal right is that katuli wano ku family TV omuntu ayinza okutapinga into program eno naji broadcasting awalala
najjamu kalogo.
No. It's a technical thing. As we're here, we are broadcasting on family TV. But you could open up another television. Televisions nyingi nyo mu Uganda kati.
Nasikaye byaffe.
Ogenda kulanga nga kwemuli, but that is not your TV. You understand? You've not opened up a second TV. That is what they call piracy of signal, okuba signal y'omuntu. Because signal eno kyonna kyetu broadcasting kati kibelonga to family TV. Kati oyinza okugenda, you might go on a radio. No liranga we are there on a radio which has no association with family TV. You might even go on a TV, another TV was in Uganda almost they are in their hundreds every time you come up with TVs. Nga people are there, your TV at the go signal yamu. Nenga teji manufacturing because all this studio means that you are creating this signal, you've invested in it and you're manufacturing it actually. So muntu agitapinga ko butapinze ne broadcasting. Eche kintu bakikolanga nnyo especially for television I think about 2000 abantu bajja ne investing in stealing signals. They investing mu hardware equipment just to okupa signal y'omuntu ne bagitunda at very low prices. So it happens. So what happens is that namwe mwenyini you have to know your own rights in copyright. That right now program you are the only people who have the right to upload it on YouTube. And this theft on online platforms kakati that is the second biggest threat. Ngawe tulira kiringanga omubbi okubba akasimuko that abantu babeera ne balaba content wabwe nga online platform that we are also investigating that because it's not supposed to be that way. Nyini content yenyini ya no authorizing online platform upload oba not. So wosangako wobanga yimba oluyimba n'olusanga nga luli ku YouTube nga tesigwa lu uploading naye ng'omuntu ali ku YouTube alufunyeko million 5
is a views.
Yeah, million 5 is a views, which means that the money is being taken all over the world. People are engaging this online platform. Era Google says is really developed is a sort of sente nyingi nyo because platform yayo bagirabanga a platform to pirate. Okay, where people are just uploading content that is not theirs and they are getting views of it. So that we are engaging, that is part of our enforcement. We are engaging our stakeholders are really responsible for these online platforms in Uganda. And also content creators. Well, we need content creators mu kino ekintu. Tubagala nnyo mu kino ekintu kubanga the works are yours. Kino ekintu kyammwe. We cannot pursue an enforcement that you are not involved. Yes. So when we talk to our stakeholders and we see how we can have infringing works on online platforms. Yes.
So everything that goes on TV, Chino Kubanga, we have to register even the signal. We have to register for it. Kubanga, Sobolo Chiko, Samutuanga, tuina evidence. Tuwaluo Monta signal yafe. nga tetwaregisteringa oba nga tetulina copyright tubategeeza tusobola musuubinga oba
that is a very good question. In the copyright aspect, copyright nga wekiri necessarily tulina approach tugamba you don't have to register but you can determine ownership kyenabagambye from the beginning. Kati newe tuba tuli ku TV eno ba proprietors ba TV ne ba advisors bayo, maybe they are lawyers and what balina okudecidinga what is owned in the sense of intellectual property tenasobola okwogera nti what is owned by the television. Kati gwe Brenda wojja n'obeera ku television nga you're the presenter, the question will be were you the owner of the program or the program belong to your employer? Yeah, because program I've discussed it with so many number mwenyini mwizo kwa mwina family TV mwizo kwa ono program it is very popular nga mubera une muji recording nga batuna you know that is your prime program mubera one like this one mwizo kwa nga this is the most watched slot. Yes, nga kweli abantu bakwagala, you are very good, people like everything about this program. So the question is, even you become popular, you become a celebrity, abantu bakwani ne employer unategera ono ya attracting a program when you see that. So issues ezibera wao eventually tugamba were you the owner of the program or employer or yali owner of the program, which means that who has the rights to use this program beyond what it is. Semo muntu ajana gamba katinga internet ngatina ko munajana gamba njagala mu recording programs zona zembadde zono omukyala ku macha n'abantu ba interview ngenda zigula. Who has the right to sell that? Kwanga goyinza okujja n'ogamba no, it was my program then hosting it, me was the right to sell it. Ne employer wise ogamba but I employed you to do that. You see where the issue is. The same thing as uploading on internet. So the issue is that abantu bona bali mu content creation, like even family TV bate okutegera what their rights and copyright are. What are our rights? What call a content and who can claim, who can use? Do we have a right to use or omuntu ajja to stopping or kosa? Kati sigineyo kati ekyembagambye from the beginning that ownership has to be determined. Kati omubuze ekintu kya signal. Of course signal I think is not really practical to register, but you can make claim. For instance, you can know that your signal is being pirated. Nga we kugambe wetusanga kati internet tugeze ku internet abantu batapinze ogenze kusam omuntu ayinza no ku advertising mujja ku www mujja kusanga the morning program Brenda agenda oji hosting what nga akikola ku ekiri, and you could also have known that for a long time nga mukiraba. So we tugenda ku program mugenda okulanga muri ku internet on some gama but ne proprietor wa TV nagama how did we get there? How do we get there? Nengo omuntu akikoze innocently first year, second year, ngate mugenda okulaba nga abantu actually bagenda ku program ye 5 million people are watching in the morning, and you're wondering how you get there. So those are the issues. That signal ya omuntu abaji pirates tinze atenga ajiba ngajikosa without your consent. So those are the issues concerning. So ownership might not be necessarily a waste because it might not be very practical to register copyright in omuntu registering it. But the thing is that from the beginning, abantu batula either bakoze luyimbo ba film or bali ku TV, they have to determine how copyright moves. Who is the owner? Abantu bayina buyinza ki n'ebiringa.
And then the penalties.
The penalties weziri. First of all, waliwo penalty esooka ye penalty ya court, criminal prosecution. Criminal prosecution tugikozesa nnyo naye criminal kakati nze bwenkosa oluyimba oba kale abantu abakosa signal yammwe bwe tubakwata ne tubatwala mu prosecution, government ebe baguddeko omusango gubasinga.
About USB, are they the people who are responsible to take these people to court?
Yes, we are the prosecutors. We have a prosecuting arm. That mujano kati mwe mujja ne mulopo omusango ne mugamba tusangize signal yaffe nga bagikozesa wano na
wano. Tusanze content wa file.
Yeah, content wano nga content wa file wano. Then we trigger off an investigation and eventually an arrest and a prosecution. Tubakolera files ne tubakolako prosecution ne tustwala mu court. Naye in that first instance gwe babidde ebintu tokufunamu sente. That's what we call criminal cases. That's what we call prosecution. Ogwo omusango guba gwa government, ono abanga zizo omusango ku government. So bamukwata ne babimujjako ne bamusiba, ayinza n'okuyirako sente ntini naye ne bamusiba. Kakati waliwo ze tuyita civil. Those are now money cases. Nti gwe oyinza kati nga mmwe aba family muyinza okusuwinga TV endala. What example can I give? Sagala kubeera kulunai. Imagine another TV it happens into our program, into your program maybe for 30 minutes ne mukitegera nikigenda ku recording ne mugamba kati kiriko sente. We are going to go civil kitegeeza mu mugenda kubaleetako omusango we gubasinga bagenda kubayirinda a huge amount of money. Because I remember there is a local television one in Uganda yayagala okusuwinga an international TV. I don't know how far they went during election time. Yeah, because realizing nti batapinga on the results. TV yagenda nebeera ku results n'ekikola ekintu kyayo nga kiri original. Then bano ne batapinga naye nga tebafunye buyinza. So TV yaffe ya Uganda negamba no tugenda kubagulako omusango. That's what it means. That the penalties are there. Era kwanga oluyimba oba ekintu nakyo nekiri mu copyright kiringanga any other property ng'ojja ku ttaka ly'omuntu n'olibba oba akasimu k'omuntu abaana banyaga obusimu oba n'obba emmotoka y'omuntu eza poliisi ejja kukwata ekuguleko omusango oba omuntu ajja kugulako omusango then you can compensate those people.
Wow. and then ekirala waliwo wanene abantu likatwogere ku wano if I own a big business like this if I own a big business kati ne wabeerawo ne bana abahawkinga is it the big people who have to register like for their bigger companies oba nange omutembeeyi w'okukuba nsobola okujja mu URSB nenfuna copyright?
Yes, copyright oba business registration kati obimixing. Yes. Omuntu yenayina asobola okuregisteringa as a commercial player in the economy. Omuntu wabanga wa lower business revenues nga is not a business to the level of family TV. Asobola okuregistering what we call a business name. Nakosa nabeera authorized to use a certain name, operating under a certain name. So everyone has the right to do that. Ate ezo sente nnyondo z'emitwalo giringa ebiri. So gamba lino linnya lyange lyentradingiramu buli wengende w'omuntu nze kati kiba kitegeeza omuntu yenayina ayagala okukosa erinnya eryo oba omuprohibitinze. Now of course if it's a company like a huge shop ate bo revenues zaabwe zanjawulo. It becomes a different thing because sometimes those are the ones abakola companies. Yes, but everyone has a right. Every player in the economy has a right to register their entity. Yes.
And then movies that we show, zina copyright?
Yes, they
that
do.
We show on TV.
Yes, they do have copyright. And actually, that is a question that I would have wanted to start with. Broadcasting Corporation of two things. Muina television, I hope Muina radio. You don't have radio, but because sometimes it's a two-way. Now, yes, now when bagambye content here na gomulaga ku TV is copyright. It is only that someone has not yet written to you, but that will happen. You should expect that because that is where we are leading to. But abantu bonabonanga wetugambe badeno niba publishers abali, they cannot just stop at lamenting. Tebasobola kubeera weza ku street move, but they have to move, and we are encouraging them to do that. So sometimes mujja kubeera wano omuntu abagambe mumwazanye film nga temugifunyeeko olukusa ne muviolating a copyright wange. That is the reason why you need to engage with people abamanyi ebintu bino babayambe so that mukole ekintu nga manyi mukiri legitimate and you do not go into conversations eventually. Because content yenayina gwoteeka ku broadcasting station yo, whether radio or television, ng'okimanyi omuntu you do not get authorization. Omuntu ayinza okujja n'atapinga n'akokona ku luggi n'atandika okuharasinga in the sense of infringement of copyright.
Does it also apply even to the movies, international movies?
Yes, it does, because it's the same principle, because you are not the creator of that content.
But am I applying only to
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Although the technicalities are different, which are approaching are differently, but wechoino is that kasito ogulawo radio station UCC yakuwa signal. We yakuwa signal teyakuwa content. Either content omwe creating ira mwe ne recording enyimba za mwe muzanya film za mwe nga TV ne mustake because there are televisions that do it. Bo bagamba we are going to invest in content. Either they invest in content about abantu okupinga content about playing or they investing in music. But once you know that you did not do that and you need content to put on your station, then there are copyright issues. That yes.
Even the voice, like the voice of someone, copyright.
Yes, someone can make a
like
claim
someone using my voice. I can go and then I
absolutely abantu nebakosa voice yo neba remixinga mu nyimba nebakosa ki nebakola ku bulango nebakola ki. You have a right to do that because you are protected in that sense, yes.
And then you're parting shots as we are moving out here.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. and I've been asked quite important questions concerning copyright. But of course, ngawe mumanyi tetusobola kumalayo everything. Even 2 hours would have been. You can, but abantu mbakubira omulanga, be interested in this subject to avoid exploitation. Maybe to ebyokava ebyokulamentinga. Office yaffe nti balagiridde eri just behind CPS. It's called URSB on Georgian House. You can come there. The mubuza all questions concerning. Asking is free. About what your office la government they have phobia.
Babena mama to know anything can happen to them. Or baba so walba kwatira musango ne baba.
Yes, we realize that people have phobia with government offices. But anything that you call a kujamu phobia, because all we do is that these are very wide open and our desks are wide open. All you have to do is to come and ask.
What procedure nene je baino kuita?
Well, we do not know, but procedures are necessary because the checks and balances and accountability. That's government procedure. Naye abantu balina phobia kati omunabeera eyo kintu nga kimuluma akyokujja mu gavumenti okubuuza ebibuuzo then nabeera exploited. Yet right now our Ugandan content should be about the top fourth maybe in Africa. Naye kakati ateeka okubeera taken to a level of commercialization. Fena tumufunemu abaana abamukola naffe abamuwuliriza namwe abamukozesa. We all have, it has to be a whole circular of game and this is where we are.
Nabo bonna abalina amataka nabo basobola okujja ne baregisering
amataka nagogende registry ndala nnyo and registry
tulina okukomyawo Mr. Phillp na exhausting copyright kubanga abantu mulina ebibuuzo byammwe era nkimanyi mwabiwandise dda naye lwakubanga akadde tekasobola tuganya kubeera nga tuyitamu mu bibuuzo byammwe naye tugenda kudamu muntu mukyaze olulala exhausting these things of copyright. He has been Mr. Kalibbala Nyanja Phillp, the acting manager copyright related rights Uganda URSB. Let me hope you've been blessed and the copyright mu exhausting ze mufunyemu ebibuuzo byammwe naba batasobodde kubuuza mujja kuba mubuuza olulala. It has been Morning Glory that airs from 6:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. tukyaza abantu ab'enjawulo nga boogera ku bintu by'enjawulo and let us catch each other tomorrow. Let me hope you've had breakfast. If you haven't had, just holler at me, I'll give you breakfast. Good morning, bye bye.